Hey, what's going on, Damage Athletics Nation? This is Coach Kev. Have a really large announcement that directly affects, I'm going to say, 20 plus players from this past 2017 season, and the future of this team and the future of Damage in general. So, without further ado, I want to kind of get into that. As everybody knows, 2017 marked the 23rd year of Damage Athletics softball. It also marked, if you count spring, fall seasons, and one season where we also did a Sunday team. This marked the 30th season of Damage Athletics softball. I dare anybody to tell me something they've done for 23 years consistently without missing a beat and loved every moment of it. It's pretty hard to really come up with something. But bottom line is that, like they always say, good things always come to an end. So, with that said, after 2017, and, despite a lot of records that fell through this year, including single season batting average records, a lot of people knocked off franchise highs and entered the franchise list and things like that. Many would say it's a banner season, despite not winning a championship. But I can honestly say it wasn't really a banner season at all. Between the terrible, terrible weather that we had to deal with week in and week out with the rain and the cold and, rainouts and makeups, and it was just a disaster, and, injuries, and whether it was lack of interest or just scheduling conflicts in 2017, or it was just having a hard time getting consistently the same team on the field week in and week out. And I know I'm not the only one that had to deal with it, but like I said, when you're giving up your summer, your Saturdays, every Saturday during the spring and summer for 23 years, you have to be doing something that you love and you have a deep passion for. And anybody who's played on my team knows that I give everything I have towards softball, making sure that people come, have a team to play on, make sure that we always have a game to play. There's never a fear of forfeiting or people, not showing up where we can't field a team. And when stuff like that starts happening, then I have to start questioning whether I still want to do this, And also the bottom line is when it stops being fun and becomes more of a chore or having to go to work type of thing, it hurts it. It really does. And, many of you know I have a wedding coming up in a little less than a year now, and I have plans that I need to make for that. A business that's been taking off in the promoting field, and that's been taking up a lot of my times, and most of it being some weekends. I never really allowed it to become an issue when it came to softball. Either I planned around it, or in this past 2 seasons I had Kerry Schwager managing the team. So, I always put softball first. But, after conversations with this past season's coaches, Kerry Schwager, our captain, and Lou Bufuto, who I already spoke to and said that, things like this happen. I'm going to say effective immediately that Damage Athletics Softball Staten Island chapter is done. We are, or as far as I am finished with Staten Island Softball, and for the aforementioned reasons. Plus, now everybody's looking to move into another league, and I just don't really have the time or the patience to have to deal with another league with another set of rules and just more complaining and bitching and backstabbing that goes on in co-ed softball. It's just nonsense. If I've laid low and kept my mouth shut since I'd say 2010, I tried to stay out of anybody else's nonsense. This past preseason was the first meeting I attended in 5 seasons, because I just didn't want to be bothered with it, because it doesn't matter. Same things are going to happen every year, so why bother? Either somebody from my team went or nobody showed up, because I went to the meeting and 3 out of the 9 managers were there. So what's the difference? It's the same shit. But and I'm not knocking anybody. It becomes a chore. It becomes a job, like, to everybody. Some people handle it different. Me, I put a smile on my face. Dealt with it the rest of this 2017 season, and I'm ready to move on. And whether that means Damage Athletics New Jersey chapter in 2018, I don't know. I don't know what it holds right now. There are plans, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. I have to have the desire and the drive to do it. So I want to just take this time to thank numerous people that need to be thanked. 1994 was our first year. We were in the Just for Kicks League under Al Zawada. So I'd like to thank the late Al Zawada for giving us our first chance. Steve Bennis of the Richmond County Softball League, where we spent from 1995 to 2008. And Stu Pfeffer of the Alumni Softball League from 2009 till this past 2017 season. And I really enjoyed it. I'd like to thank former team captains Greg Johnson, Mike Fury, Jody Fairbairn, Paul Churchio, and this past team's captain for the last 3 years, Kerry Schwager. I want to thank all of you for, selfishly giving up your weekends and your time and patience, and even at sometimes playing time, to make sure Damage ran smoothly. All our Hall of Famers, all of our alumni, including all the players that played this past season: Lou Bafuto, Scott Gomez, Jason Cuomo, Mike Scaparo, Keith Gilner, Eric Deeney, John Torrey, Nikki Castano, Tiffany Bonello, Caroline Claro, Chris McNamara, Richie Gonzalez, Brian Christensen, Ryan Cupo, Stephanie Allen, Pete DeSanti, Annette Canonzero, Jesse Young, Mike Kingren, Kerry Schwager, Rob Herman Jr., Andrea Gomez, and Tammy Costanzo, and of course our last person on the roster that actually didn't get to play this year, Rachel Longo. So, as many of you know, I haven't actually physically played in the past 2.5 years. Whether it was injuries or my weight being out of control that caused to a lot of these injuries. Now that that's under control, and I'm down 125 pounds, and I've got myself in probably the best physical shape I've been in the last probably 10 years. It's really hard for me to walk away from this at all, knowing that I could probably get back on the field now and play. And but we'll see what happens. Like I said, from the Jersey side of it. Damage Athletic Softball in Staten Island was 374 and 259, a 59% winning percentage, 591. 9 trips to the championship, winning 4 of them in 1994, 1995, 1998, and 2003. Losing in 2001, 2004, 2009, 2015, and 2016. I'd like to thank our partial sponsors, Sharkies, Danny Boys, Frito-Lay, Jody's Club Forest, Eric Elise Tavern, and Panther Press. I'd like to thank again Kerry Schwager, who was 2-0 as a manager of this team, Jessica Harbeck LaRoche, who was 1-0 as a manager of this team. Out of 374 wins, they had 3 of them. So they're still a piece of history. And, like I said, 23 years, 30 seasons. It's become tiring. It's become a physical chore, living in New Jersey and having to make sure I get there, well in advance to make sure the team is ready to go when they get there. It's just come to a point now where, going to wash my hands with this and say goodbye. Some of the managers that we played against, I'm sure you guys are all happy now. You got what you finally wanted after 23 seasons or 23 years of Damage Softball. So you guys can go on your merry little way and be all happy that Damage won't be there no more. Won't be a thorn in your side anymore. But I want to wish all the managers luck, though, in the new league and the new season coming up in 2018. And hope it's everything that you wanted it to be in a new league. I want to wish John Gino Jr. good luck, especially with some of these managers. And, of course, thanks to the Parks Department of New York for always having some fine quality fields ready on a weekly basis. And a lot of the umpires that I've come in contact with over the years, whether I gave you a hard time or not, always have my respect. And always want to thank the ones that were at the field bright and early in the morning, fixing the field so we had a chance to play. And I always say, people, instead of being part of the problem, they might want to contribute to alleviating the problem. So next year, if your games get rained out because nobody fixed the field, just remember you guys had people to fix the field, but you decided to walk away for that. So good luck to everybody. You guys can now start cherry picking and raping my roster. Go right ahead. More power to you. Like I said, thumbs up. Nothing but love for all you people. Nothing but love for Staten Island softball. Had a great time. And anybody's interested in playing softball in New Jersey, just reach out to me. You know how to get to me. And that's really it. So with that said, I am Coach Kevin S. Nastor of Damage Athletics Softball, and I want to wish you a beautiful day, even though it's really cold out today. Got the heat on in the house for the first time since last year. But have an awesome, awesome softball season coming up in 2018, folks. And